Today we're going to be chatting about moods and how they can be so contagious.
Exactly. If you're feeling jolly, you will have a smile on your face, and that will be a reflection.
That other
Just
people
like in
will
the mirror.
pick up on,
yes,
won't they?
yes.
So
We all know this,
we do know
but
it.
we forget.
But we forget how we could actually use it in our favour.
Yes, that is true. That is true. We're also going to be reading you a story from one of our books that we wrote.
Exactly. Entrancing Tales for Change, is
Yeah, it was one of our first books, and I think, that's all of our original content that we wrote at the time, and it's coming from a place of experience, a place from where things that we've experienced ourselves, and also how we've managed to help other people. So we do want to share these things in our podcast.
We do want to share it. And thank you
we
so
tend
much.
to forget. Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in every week and listening to us wherever you get your podcast. And you can also see the video on YouTube. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, because even though it's been open for like 15 years, we're still wanting to grow and reach more people.
Yeah, definitely. That needs to get moving, doesn't it?
So you have to subscribe and follow us, and that will help us a lot. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so get ready for this week's episode of Get Real with the English Sisters, Violetta
and Yutka.
Sugo. We are therapists too, and we are here to help you.
And we are real sisters, and we love each other very much.
We do. We're having big hugs if you can see us on YouTube.
We don't often say it.
What do you mean?
Well, like when you said, I love you so much for your birthday, and I appreciate
say I love you every day, like when you say, I love you.
No, we don't do that. But we know how much.
We know it in our hearts. We don't
I
have
often,
to
just
say
the other
it.
day, I was telling my husband, I was saying, because he said, oh, you look so pretty. And I go, do you know why I look pretty? Because I've got Violetta. Honestly, because Violetta keeps me going, like she's always telling me about the makeup and the clothes and buy this and buy that. And he said, really? I go, yeah. I go, do you think I would still look pretty? I mean, I would probably forget. Because, I'm not like you.
But you used to make me look pretty when you were young.
Yeah, but I've never really been somebody like that. I would tend, I love it. I love looking pretty, but, I look pretty because you inspire me, because it's like a lot of girlfriends.
Moods are contagious, aren't
Exactly,
they? If
yes.
you're around someone that's always liking, the pretty makeup or the hair,
you're always
and
telling
the
me,
clothes.
let's go and do our hair. Why don't we get like this colour, or why don't we buy this? And we don't spend a fortune.
No.
Little things, but like you inspire me.
Well, I like fashion a lot.
You love fashion, so you're telling me, no, this is out, this is in, and I might not realise it.
No.
So I am, and he actually acknowledged it. He said, really? I go, yeah, 50% of it. 50%. He said, yeah, but you're pretty anyway. I go, am I? I go,
no, you are.
I am pretty, but Violetta certainly helps me look prettier. That's for sure. And be current with the times.
I think that's what,
like friends that inspire girlfriends.
And if you look at a little bit more current, and there's no limits really to how we can experience our age now. We can just wear whatever we want. We can wear mini skirts if we want, even though we're older. Whereas before it was like unheard of, wasn't it?
Absolutely. So anyway, that was a little.
Shall we read it? Where is it?
Here it is. Reflections.
I thought
it's actually called Reflections.
I didn't know it was called Reflections.
Yes.
Okay. Reflections.
Yes.
Reflections of how you are acting and of your behaviour are all around you all the time.
Your moods are contagious and will be caught by those nearby.
Whether you are feeling ratty, happy or sad,
be aware that those around you will be influenced.
Know that you have the power to change the dynamics
around you always. This may be surprising, but it is true.
You may wonder why your children always act up,
why they shout and scream, or why somebody is taking advantage of you.
In all these situations,
the first person to check out is yourself.
That may be hard to believe because we all tend to attribute
fault to somebody else.
Change your internal state of well-being.
Talk to the people in your world coming from a place of calm confidence.
Add a smile and a lovely word.
And watch how your actions are reflected, almost like looking in the mirror.
A mirror of your emotions.
Reflected across your world.
Yes.
That's it. Everyone has their own little world. And I think that we often forget to realize that our world is a reflection of our behavior, of our emotions, of how we are reflecting to our world, our bubble, what's in it. It's just a reflection of ourselves. And that is very, very true. Sometimes almost hard to believe.
It's hard to believe, and it can almost be scary because we have to take
the responsibility
the power and the responsibility of how we are feeling and how that's going to affect everyone around us.
Yeah, and you can't just say the world is, a horrible place and I hate my this and I hate this and I hate that. Wonder how you're reacting to that. Your workplace, you hate it. How are you entering that space? Dull, gloomy, depressed. You enter that space. People around you are the reflection of you, your internal state. They cannot avoid it. We're humans. We react that way.
We do.
We do.
And
we forget it, but we do.
Yeah, and it's ever so empowering, but like I say, it can be a bit scary as well because you can say, well, why should it be me? Why should I have to take like the blame for how I'm feeling?
Yeah, why do I
if
have
I'm
to bring the
feeling
light?
ratty, why can't other people be happy around me? But and why can't they give me all the good energy? But no, people will tend to.
They can.
Sometimes
they can. However, if you are the controller of your life, if you take control, you can hold the light. You can be the one with the candle lit inside you. You can hold that light, and you will find that empowering if you do it. You don't always have to be the one to carry the light, and you can have your feelings and your emotions. However, considering that the world you see is the only world you'll ever live in, and we all see different worlds. We all experience different things. Yeah. It's the only world you're ever going to get to see. You can never really see my world or Violetta's world, even if we're living the same situation.
We interact.
We're all on a plane, so everyone will think, well, that's the same world for everyone. We're all travelling to the same destination. However, my experience of that journey will be different from your experience. And why? Because of the way I am feeling and because of what I am going to be reflecting. So if I'm feeling calm and confident and I'm smiling and people around me are going to eventually catch that. Maybe not quickly, but they'll sense it.
They'll sense the goodness.
Yeah, it's like what people say. People that, I was going to say drive horses, the ones that ride horses. And, it's funny
Horse riders,
yeah, it's funny that, because the other day I went to the bar just down the road and me and my husband, we saw two horses parked, like literally parked outside. I thought, that's so cute. They were like tied by their reins on the fence. Outside
what was it?
The one I call Miletti, but it's not Miletti, the one near Palestrina. On a piece of grass.
Because it's not like where I live, where there's loads of horses.
No, it's so weird that it was like almost, like hypnotic. We saw it. Jojo said,
strange.
Yeah, that was strange. There were just two horses parked on the road park.
You mean like in the Westerns?
Yeah, like in the Westerns. Anyway, that's just a side thing. But I was thinking about horses, and I thought how if you're feeling like very anxious or nervous around them, the instructor will tell you to calm down. Is they take a few deep breaths before you approach the animal.
Because they can sense it.
Yeah, because they'll sense it. We forget that we're all animals. And if
I think we do forget
we
that.
forget that all the time.
Yeah. We think we're above.
We're above. We're superior beings. We're human beings, yes.
But we do catch people's feelings and emotions and negativity.
We've got to realise that our face is going to be reflected in other people. Our face is going to express all the emotions. It expresses it whether we think we're expressing it or not. Micro expressions are caught by everybody. Unconsciously they're caught. Some people think, no, I didn't see any micro expression. Well, are you sure? Do you like that person? And then they'll say, well, no, not really. Well, then there's a reason why you don't particularly like that person, or why you think that person isn't being fully honest. Why do you like me? Is why you like me? Because I'm being sincere, and because if I'm going to be smiling at you, it's going to be sincerely. That's why you feel like you like me, like you know me. You know, like some people, you think you really like them. That's why.
I often wonder why people are very happy around me, but I suppose it's because I'm very happy.
You always say that.
Because then I see when they're interacting with other people, they're not that in a good mood. And I was thinking, because I said it to you the other day about one of our friends. Well, we hadn't seen her for ages. And I said, but whenever I see her, she's always so happy and smiling. You said, that's because you're always so happy and smiling.
Exactly. That proves the exact point.
And you're always laughing, and then she finds it really funny.
She does.
Starts laughing.
Yeah, because you're the giggler. You're giggling, you're happy, you're bubbly around her. Whatever problems you've got in your life, you make sure to reflect this. You're careful and you're naturally inclined to, but you will have that lovely smile on your face, and they'll pick it up, and they think, oh, Violetta's always happy.
Yeah, they always think I haven't got any problems.
Yeah. Whether, of course, you have problems.
We all have them.
Of course,
because we're alive.
Exactly.
It's about the frame you put around them, and if you're optimistic and you think, this too shall pass.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm going to enjoy the moment now. I'm having this moment with this person. I think it's about being in the moment, so allowing your mind just to be there right now. And of course you can share your problems if you've got, if you know the person. It's lovely to share and, to give comfort and solace.
A problem shared is a problem halved.
Yes.
Only so true. That is so very, very true. And that's lovely to be able to express. But in this particular case, we're talking about, how people feel when intuitively, we all know this, don't we? We kind of know it. Oh no, that person enters. It's not just because they're going to be a drag and they're depressingly always looking for some gloom. It's also because of how they act as well, isn't it?
But yeah, it's what's reflected. We do act like a reflection to the people we interact with.
It's neurons. This is science. The baby will do it with the mama immediately. Look at the mama. The mama's got a happy expression. Hello. The baby will smile. Why do people
always smile at babies and are always happy with babies? Because we want our babies to be happy.
Yes. If you put a sad expression on your face, you'll soon see your baby's going to cry really quickly.
Yeah.
And that's something that we tend to forget, and it's empowering to know that you do have the power to change, like what we wrote in our story.
You have the power to change the dynamics
around you
always. So if you feel that the room is really heavy, you have the power to do a quick pattern interrupt and say, hey, do you remember that lovely film we watched last week? It was so cute, and there was a cute puppy in it that we really loved. And then people can say, oh yeah, I really like that, and
Well, yeah, no, it's true.
It's true.
It's not might sound silly, but
even at funerals, people laugh, don't they? They have to diffuse the tension.
Yes,
you find that you laugh a lot of the times out of nervousness, but it's a way for our body to cope, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we do forget that even out of nervousness, we have to release the tension.
Yeah.
You're talking about this because you have to go to a funeral soon, unfortunately.
No, but I was thinking also about how at Mum's funeral we were laughing. We were finding it quite funny, some of the stuff.
Yeah, some of the stuff was just ridiculous. Also, what they, the priest was saying, because in the end we got a priest because our mum was
with all the names and everything.
It was a total mess up. And then I remember I just picked up on the fact that if you look up, you can instantly feel, that's a good thing, you know, to actually share with you guys. If you're actually feeling quite down, it's surprising the fact that just the simple act of looking up is actually quite difficult to feel sad if you look up. You know, if you're feeling like you're going to be tearing up or something and you look up, notice this, you know, remember this when you do it next time. You know, if you look up, it's going to be hard for you to access the sad feeling, but it's really easy to feel sad if you look down. And you're looking down, all of a sudden, you know, I mean, I wonder why people call it feeling down.
Well, exactly.
You know, if you think about it, maybe it probably comes from that. Because you actually feel down, you feel like sad, and you're looking, you actually, with your eyes, our eyes are a reflection of how we're feeling. When we're feeling happy or inquisitive or we're wondering about something, our eyes will be looking around, you know, like that.
We'll be curious.
We'll be curious, yeah. So you're looking, you're wondering, you're accessing memories, you're thinking about something, you're always going to be looking up. And I think it's accessing memories. It's to your right. I can't, I'm a bit dyslexic. I can't remember. When is it? When you think about something, let me think. I think I look up and to my right.
Eye accessing cues, everyone has different ones, don't they?
Well, yeah, but there are some that are very common.
The
commonly.
If you try and remember, normally you look up and to your left.
You look up to your left?
Yeah. If I try and imagine something.
So you're looking that way?
So if I want to try and imagine a bed, I look up and then I look up to my left to picture it.
Oh yeah, I did actually look to my left. Whereas remembering memories or something, you look to your right, I think. Up and to your right. Like if you remember something from our childhood, I might go up to my right.
Yeah, but it does change. Yeah, so
it changes where you're looking.
If you're calibrating, if you're looking to see where they're accessing their memories, you can play around with it and change it so that they can have less. You can have less emotion tied to a memory by changing where your eyes are, where you're actually when you're actually thinking.
That's incredible, isn't it?
If you can, you know,
it's like those games.
If you follow the finger, and you can actually
change how you're feeling. That's amazing, isn't it?
That is amazing.
It's like the game, you know, the game.
That's probably why those games are relaxing.
Where they move them around, you know, like the pads.
Yeah,
you can sort of like move your eyes.
That's why those games that you play are relaxing because your eyes are going across. They're going to different places.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
that could be because I've never really played those games.
So you're accessing different parts of your brain that you probably wouldn't normally access.
Incredible. That's probably why, you know, the fact is that we tend to forget that our internal state is reflected.
Yeah, and that our body is connected to our brain.
Yeah, we think, oh no, how I'm feeling, I can get away with this. Like yesterday, I saw somebody come towards me and they had their jaw was very, very tight. And I picked up on that and I thought, oh dear, this is a sign of a high, strong person, somebody that's undergoing a lot of pressure in this moment. And I knew that. And I thought, you know, in this moment, I can't really help that person right now. So I thought my best choice is to go away and let that person decompress. Because he wasn't my patient, it wasn't my client. So I thought, I'm not going to be involved in this right now. But I picked up on those signs and I thought, oh dear, you know, best step away. Sometimes if you can be quick at them as well, you can realise things. I mean, we all kind of know.
Well, yes, if you enter a room and you can see someone's very tense and like very charged, you can diffuse that tension by leaving or looking away. You know, obviously you're not going to antagonise, and confront, which is what happens in a lot of when couples are arguing. They can sense that one of the people is very
ready
tense
to like bite
and ready to bite, and instead of them like backing down and acknowledging that and allowing for space, they go in there too because they feel like charged because they could sense it.
They've caught the emotion. It's contagious. So somebody enters your space
so you have to be very diligent to think no. and cut, break it and
Yeah.
go away and make yourself a cup of tea or coffee and then come back a bit later. Those are skills that I think over life you learn if you're slightly aware of them, but then some people never do learn.
I think if you're listening,
I remember
if you're listening to this podcast, you're in for the learning.
Well,
so we know that you will learn.
Yeah,
and
but
you will
I
pick
remember.
it.
Do you remember Latia Carmina?
Yeah,
Every
I do
time
remember
her
Latia.
husband would come home because he used to work in the morning on the building sites. He would come home at 2:30 to have lunch. Eat late there. Every single time he would make our aunt cry.
Oh gosh, yes.
Every day.
He
would be tense. He would come off the building saying tense, and he would say something to upset her, whether it was about the meal or
about
the
children.
It was like every day she would cry. And I said to her,
you actually
I wasn't
went to
a therapist then.
No, you were only 18.
No, when I was, I was around 21.
21,
I was part of my university
Erasmus
course.
thing, yeah.
So I went there and I immediately noticed it and I said, Tia, but why don't you just step away and just ignore that? Because you know it will pass, and he's just doing it to provoke a reaction in you, to get that attention off you. And she said,
I remember
no sé. She didn't. She couldn't do it. She would not do it. I don't know if because she was tied up into this tense thing, and then they would make up and have kissy afterwards. I don't know.
There might have been other patterns that you perhaps in her way she
patterns.
felt loved that way.
She did, because she would come and give her a cuddle.
Yeah, afterwards he would say "Cuánto eres guapa,
yeah.
guapa." You know, he would give her all these compliments in Spanish. I remember that behaviour. I remember seeing the pattern really clearly, even though I was I was young. I remember seeing it and thinking, what's going on here? There's like a dance. It's like the aggression, the fight, the crying, and probably the make-up sex afterwards. God knows. I don't know.
Sex every day was a lot. I mean, they did
have a lot of children. So there might have been whatever it was, but it was a dance going on between them, like some kind of courtship. Like attack, her crying and this. Why? What's the point of that? Because she was sincerely upset, though. That would get us upset.
She was so upset. And it would last for like an hour or something, the upset.
And then he would come to her and she would say, leave me alone.
Yeah.
So there was this whole dance of, then I refuse you and then you want me and then, so it's a whole dance going on there, obviously.
Yeah, but okay,
If you like it, that's okay.
Yeah, that's what I told her in the end. I said, Tia, te gusta esto. If you like this and you're happy with it, okay, but no, it's a pattern and it's going to happen every day. And it did happen every day without fail.
Yeah, every day.
But then what would get to me was that,
you can see
when
it so
she
clearly.
used to say, let's go away, let's go on holiday, let's go to England, say, for example, to see our mum, he would always say no. And so then she would have a big upset again and cry and be really upset. No, he never wants to do anything. He always wants to be working. And I used to say, Tia, but can't you see he always says no, and then in the end he always goes with you, so just back off and just plan the trip and then he'll come. And then she used to say, you can really see things clearly, Violetta. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Every trip it was the same.
Yeah, nothing ever changed there.
Nothing ever changed. So I think if you can acknowledge that you have the power to change your dynamics in your relationship with how you are.
Yeah.
Because maybe if instead of crying, she's acted all flirty in that moment and started doing a little Spanish dance or like saying, don't be silly, and or going away and then coming back and saying, okay, this is ready now, and not crying.
That's exactly
she might have encouraged him not to do that, and she could have changed the pattern.
She would have become more empowered. That's exactly what I was thinking. If when he would attack her with, I don't know what he used to say to her.
He insult the dinner or the kids or something. Something
about
to
the kids
upset her.
It was.
I mean, they were all grown up, but he would say something or she'd left something out.
She was also like a very emotional person that would be, she was recipient to this as well, because if he was giving, she would receive. So if you decide not to receive that message, you can also say, oh no, I'm going to send this message back Do's. I'm not going to accept that message right now, but she would always accept it to the deepest level. So you wonder, why this was going on. But anyway, this isn't a therapy session about our auntie. Even though we often have these kind of thoughts and sessions in our own minds about why people don't want to change. And there are secondary gains perhaps here. She was probably getting a lot of attention afterwards from him. There's so many reasons why we continue to repeat the same behaviour. And we know it's stupid, but we will continue to do it. And we have to decide why. And if we're happy with that, just continue doing it. But if you want something to change,
the awareness. If
you
you're aware
have to
of
become
it and you're
aware.
happy with it,
that's fine. You'll know this is going to happen every day. This is going to happen. There's going to be a fight. You want to live like that. That's okay. If you're accepting, you're fully responsible for it. But you can change it if you want to change it. And we're not talking about a highly abusive person here. No. He would say little things that would trigger her dramatically. Like, there's too much salt in there. It's salty. And that would be enough. I remember, seeing her.
She was emotional and make her cry because
she would turn away.
Proud of her
cooking. She would make like the chickpea broth. And he would come and say, yeah, it's salty. I don't like it. That's enough. Or the breakfast was right. He would give some small criticism that she could just say,
who cares?
Who cares? It's salty, You're
lucky, like our mum would have said.
Mum would have said, you're lucky you get this delicious food.
Mum would have gone on strike for a whole week.
How dare you? Yeah, my mum would have just walked out. We were brought up with a completely different. She was rather feminist for her time. She wouldn't have put
up with it.
No
she would have
way.
stopped cooking and said, you cook now for a week.
Oh, absolutely. There was nothing but...
I remember Dad once said something about her cooking.
Oh, that
she
was
went
enough.
off to cooking classes every day.
She said, you don't like our cooking. That's it then. Yeah, now I'm going to join a club.
And he hated it because he wanted her to be at home in the evenings.
He hated it. He would always say, your mother's gone off to cooking school. And we said, yeah, Dad, that's because you said you didn't like the way she made, the apple pie or something. That's why she's gone to school. It's like, and then she had good fun at that school as well. She would really have a good laugh. And he would be stuck, looking after us. And he would be having to give us, the food, feeding us and looking after us. I remember that. And that was so that she didn't like that kind of behaviour.
No, she wouldn't put up with it.
No, she was much more evolved for her time. Considering she was born in the 20s, she was very...
1926.
Yeah, she was very, very advanced. But I guess, that's how we were empowered.
Did you realise she would have been 100 this year if she'd been alive?
No, yeah. Goodness me.
It's a long time
ago. 100 she would have been.
Yeah, because it's 2026.
Oh, yeah, she was born in 1926. I didn't actually think that.
No, I did think it this year.
She could have lived a little longer.
Yeah, she could have.
We never want our loved ones to go.
No,
nobody does. But yeah, you think, okay, the important thing is to live a good life.
She's a very happy person.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Most of the time, she would contage everyone around her. They would say, "It's a joy to have you." She would be a childminder, and the kids would be happy around her. She would sing to them. They would all be happy. Then she was a nurse and everyone around her adored her. Yeah. They would say, when you enter the room, you're jolly, you're happy, you look after me. They felt as if she was a nurse in an old people's home.
Auxiliary nurse, so she would help
auxiliary. She would do, the hard job. Which is all nurses have really hard jobs.
It wasn't just old people. That was afterwards. First of all, it was in the hospital.
Just
it was just the Croydon Hospital.
Croydon Hospital.
Mayday.
Yeah, she had a big job. She would work at night shifts. She would work so hard. She would have to get there on a bicycle. She would go to work on a little red bicycle. She really was a superhero. No, she really was. And during the day, she would be a childminder. She would do absolutely everything she could to provide for us, to give us girls, the best possible chance. And our dad used to work too, but I think she really did. He
Our
would
dad
do
work
what
hard
was
on
necessary on the building.
site,
Yeah,
but he would work
what his official hours.
his official
At the end of it, that was it. He would make no more sacrifices, and we knew that as children. He was a darling. He would do everything he could, but it wasn't like our mum. Our mum would not, if she had a piece of, food and we wanted more, she would give it to us from her plate. He wouldn't. He would say, hey, where's my portion first? And it's not that we ever had to have any trouble with portions. Thank goodness we didn't. But I would always know that my mum would give me hers. Yeah. She would do that. As a mother, perhaps it's more common, she would do anything possible for us.
You think they're from different generations as well, where men were more spoiled by the women?
Definitely. Men were used to being served, and he was already, he was quite modern. And Mum was so modern for the times.
Yeah, she was.
That she was very independent. But this is what we're getting all this background from our worlds. This is the worlds that we lived in, and yet my memories are going to be different from your memories, even though we're siblings. And you can say, yes, we had shared experiences, but my experiences were different to your experiences, even though they were shared always, and nobody can ever live the same. Which is sometimes rather weird as well.
Well, it's rather strange.
Yeah.
When you realise it, when you become aware of it, it's rather strange, because you just think the world is one. Everyone's the same.
You think, hey, we've been on the same holiday together. You remember that. It was great. And you think, it wasn't great. Why wasn't it great? Because at that particular moment, your internal state was different. Perhaps you were concerned. You were worried. You had something going on in your mind that was different to the other person. It's never going to be the same. No. It's unusual to experience both the same emotions, and when you do, that's when you often
fall in love.
That's what I was going to say. In one of those moments when you do share a particular experience and you both really connect, that's when a lot of the times is when you're actually falling in love with somebody.
And it can be like a sexual relationship, or you just be falling in love with a friend, and it'd be platonic, just where you really click with that one person, and you think, yes, I feel as if I really know you.
A lot of the times when you're going,
it's a shared reflective experience of you both being reflected in each other.
Like when you have to do something that's high adrenaline, that can often happen. Like when you're both experiencing something quite shocking for you, like both getting on a helicopter for the first time, or doing something quite very high, either really scary. That's why they say that a lot of times colleagues, like in the task forces, can have
strong relationships.
Because they both have these kind of very strong emotions. But I think in our little worlds, we have to remember that our emotional states will be reflected as if in a mirror to other people. So let's just become more and more aware of that, and remember that every day it's going to happen with your children, with your families, with your friends, co-workers. The person that serves you, whoever it is, they will feel it to a certain extent. So I think we just remember that we'll all be more empowered and happier.
And more understanding as well, and empathetic of other people and what they're going through as well. Because if we can read what they're going through, we can also help them and say, hey, we can hold space for you as well.
Exactly.
You don't always have to be smiling and laughing and happy.
No.
But you just know that you can be
you can be aware of it
for that person.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think and how you're going to be. I want to be happy and smiley today. The sun is shining, and even if it wasn't, we could pretend it is.
You can hold the smile, in the sun.
Smile in
we've got memories of sunshine.
We have
lots of it, so we can hold that.
So love and smiles from the English Sisters. Do come and subscribe to our YouTube, where you can see us in person. You can see the video. And thank you so much for listening all over the world. We love you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.